Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Keith here, Jesse on the camera. Tonight we got this little 124 Onisiki drift car. Give me 2 seconds, we'll hit the intro, come back, talk about this. Okay guys, this week we've got the Onisiki Nekomata 124/128 AR/TR almost ready to run, which means it comes already assembled. You just pick your electronics and outfit it. It's actually pretty cool that it comes assembled because building something like this is not really easy. It is a very, very nice little platform. Now, it comes already in the... so you can slide the chassis down here. So it comes already in the collapsed short version for the 128 to fit your mini Z bodies. And it comes with a completely different front suspension setup, but it does come with all the parts to switch it over for 124 bodies like the Tamiya or the Aoshima bodies. There's the clip that you would use for the 128 mini Z bodies. I kind of thought the wheels are pretty cool, how they're adjustable offset. You just pop them out, move them, pop them back in. So that's pretty cool. Also, a monoblock suspension setup for when you're running the 128 over the 124. But anyhow, we're going the 124 route. We picked up a sweet Aoshima 180 SX body, and we painted that with some TS60. It's like a pearl green from Tamiya. Absolutely classy looking paint job on it. I'm liking it. Very nice model too, actually. So Jesse just finished masking out the windows so we can do the black that kind of builds out the rest of the body for the back here. So it's gonna look really good when it's done. We'll come back to this guy when it's all fully complete. We just wanted to show you where we're at right now. So under the hood, you're gonna need to get the Onisiki servo. So if you're gonna order the car, order the servo with it. Unfortunately, I installed it and threw out the package, but it's the one for the car. It is cut in the front, so it keeps it nice and low for all types of bodies. Apparently, guys have installed the Reefs Micro 49, the Sub 49 or something like that. The Micro 55, something like that. What's that? Yeah, this guy's got the Sub 49 and it's tiny, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyhow, we went, of course, with another FuryTech system. This is the Micro Boost. It is actually really cool. We'll power this guy up. It's got a little screen on it. Cool little screen on the back. Gives you a little RPM and input from the remote, kind of live on there. And then it'll switch over to battery voltage and stuff like that. So it's actually really cool that they're able to fit that on there. The car does come with a mount on the back. Uh-oh, go off. I'll unplug it. Cranky, the radio is not plugged in, but... So we also paired that FuryTech Micro Boost ESC with a, I believe it is a 5500 kV motor. It is a little bit spicy, but that's fine. We're used to driving cars, a little bit of spice. We can actually dial it down. And oh look, we bought a new radio. We bought this one off Amazon. It was 125 Canadian dollars. It's like the GP7 Plus upgraded to 10 channel. It's actually pretty nice. We had to get this one because it runs the ANT protocol for that little micro receiver right there from FlySky. Absolutely beauty of a piece. And right behind it we have the Onisiki gyro for the 124, 120 cars. And paired together with the servo, the little bit of the ripping we did on the floor, it's actually really, really nice. I can see we have an alignment we'll be needing to do as we're only driving on 1mm of the rear tire so far. But anyhow, we'll get that dialed in. And it also comes with a backfire light you put into the exhaust of your body and gives you a little pop, pop, bang, bang as you're skeeting around. The kit does also come with these sweet convex, concave, magnetic type body mounts for the car. Just find a spot, glue them in, and it just snaps down and they're real nice. Sometimes. Yep, there we go.
Almost looks like a ute like that.
Yeah, just motor hanging out. Yeah. Of course, you know me, I like my drift cars tooted in the front, way up high. So, we got the back squatted, front to the moon. We need to finish painting the bumper. There's a whole other story about how we forgot to do that. But anyhow, it's going to look really good really soon. Very stoked to get that. Look at that magic. Very stoked to get that guy on the track. It's going to look absolutely amazing. So, stay tuned. We're going to get that guy wrapped up in another video. We're just kind of doing a bit of the micro updates. So wrapping up some projects we've been waiting on parts for far too long for. Back to these guys. Team Associated Micro Model 124 RC10. Sweet little unit. We finally got it done. The hardest thing was putting the bars for the wing and not scratching the paint. That we scratched, but they're all underneath the sticker, so we win. So that's fine. So yeah, pull that guy out of these posts to release them. You're going to want to give them just a little bit of a kink, so when they push in, they kind of lock in a little bit. The only thing this thing is missing is the bravery. I need to solder up these wires to that tiny motor with me old eyes, but I'll probably just get Jesse to do it. He's less blind. So under the hood, we've got the Reef Sub 49, drops right into the car, and I believe it is half the price of the Reedy. Well, it's not half, but you know what I mean. It feels like it. It's a win. So. And then we've got the Mini 28, which again is pretty much the exact same thing as the Reedy setup, so works really good. We went with a, of course, matched Hobby Wing motor, and it is it's definitely a motor.
Yep,
it's right there. So I can't remember the KV. It might be another video we did. Who knows? Who knows? Just an update on the micro scene. So we are going to get that guy soldered up. We're going to go with the same receiver and battery setup as the other drift cars, so we can keep it somewhat on the same radio. I think with the price of those micro receivers, we're going to switch all our micro high-end cars to this and take them off the Spectrum, because we're out of remote space on the good Spectrums that we want to just keep for crawlers, right? So battery drops right in, very cool. The battery box is a weird kind of a design. You kind of have to like flex it and then lift this out. I don't know whose idea this was, but yeah, battery strap. I'm probably gonna look for a file and reprint that in just some TPU with a little pull tab, so you can just hook it onto there, because I don't know what the hell they're thinking. You have to squish everything and hook it down. And, you know, it work, ain't going nowhere, but
we're gonna leave the battery in, never take it out.
Yeah, the micro receiver will fit right down there. It's gonna be...
You can't put that battery in that orange.
No, I know. I was just looking at that. I'm like, oh dang, she's blind now. But yeah, you fit the micro receiver right down in there. It's gonna look very nice and clean under the hood. Clip this off. Gotta put some
battery posts,
bullet connectors, whatever you want to call them, on there. Yeah. Very cool build once we got all the parts. This is the one that had the outdrive that didn't have the hole in it, but once we got that, put it together, spent a lot of time massaging the balls on it. You got to make sure that they're smooth and buttery. We noticed a lot of guys with these cars that have them built, they're very rigid and stiff because they didn't massage the plastic of the pivot balls enough. All you gotta do, take a pair of pliers when it's on there, pinch, 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 pinch. Kind of go around it a little bit, kind of work it around the ball. Don't go crazy on it, just lightly massage it, and it will soften up and loosen up a little bit. Keeps the car working buttery. Paint job on it, we went with a Tamiya Smoke. Yeah, Tamiya Smoke. Spaz Candy Green. Did I say green? Yeah, I did. That is orange. That is not green. I was thinking of this one, but anyhow. we did this one with Spaz Candy Orange. I think like 3 light coats to get that nice rich color, and then we backed it in silver. Adding the Tamiya smoke before any of your colors adds a really nice kind of a richness to the color. Is that a good word for it, Jess?
Richness, deepness.
Yeah, kind of adds a little bit to it. So I just thought it looked a little more classy that way. I painted a body. This is the second body. The first one went horribly wrong. And again, it's very hard to get the stickers apparently. So if you screw up your paint job before you put the decals on, throw it out and just get another body. They're like $12. And the stickers are apparently impossible to join a cult or something to get them. One of those weird churches.
We can't get out now.
The Kool-Aid.
I have 9 lives. Help me.
Front body post is a bit of a little pecker in there, but yeah, it's actually a cool little buggy. Yeah, definitely 10 out of 10 on the fun build. The hardest part was putting these little, like those are the wheel nuts, the spinners there. And my goodness, spinning those on with your fingers. I'm hoping somebody 3D printed a tool at this point. I should probably look on Bamboo, and I'm sure it's there because my goodness, putting those on by hand was an absolute nightmare. Like doing that, my fingers don't fit in there. And you can't use pliers because you'll just miff the crap out of them. But yeah, sweet buggy. I like how it's not just cheaped out, and they could have cut a lot of corners on it, making it smaller, like without the aluminum press tub, all that stuff. So yeah, cool unit. We're gonna get some juice in this guy and get it ripping. We're just finishing up. Well, we're now new members of Tornado Valley here in Manitoba, Canada. So we're just finishing up having most of your guys' weather, but we'll be able to get outside and play. We got a couple inches of water standing in the backyard still, but as soon as that dries up, we got some new jumps. Okay guys, so that was just a quick update with where we are on a couple projects that we've been kind of lagging on a little bit. Again, bravery required for this one, and just a little bit of time and patience waiting for parts on this one. And of course, paint jobs take forever. But finally getting those done. Moving forward, we are doing the Night Customs Dakar bike. We finally got the parts printed and ready and painted and stuff. Well, ready for paint, we'll call that. So they're gonna be ready for paint. We're gonna decide on a paint job. We actually may put the bike together and get you guys to help pick a paint job if you want to start dropping suggestions in this video. We'll get the ball rolling. We've done so many, it's so hard to pick. Like, that's quite honestly the hardest part about a paint job, is deciding on something that we already haven't done, because doing something twice is it's a job. It's just not art. It's not art. It's not fun. It becomes a job, right? So we'll just go. Stay tuned. See you next week. No, I would say stay tuned. Who's coming on next? Okay, guys. We'll see you next week.